As I have this video, a live footage of me talking in my garden about my foster brother that died 12 years ago. My foster brother stole my truck. The way that he stole my truck is that he got arrested for driving without a license, and in the county that he got arrested in, I got him bailed out before it got to his parole officer. And to get him bailed out, I used my title as I didn't bail him out with my title. I used it as security. How you do it when you what the fuck is it called? The word for it. So if he don't show up, they can come take my truck. But the case got finished and he got released from the bond. When he got released from the bond, he went to the bondsman and got the paperwork in the file. The file had my title in it. The title was in the file from the bondsman after the case was done. He got the case closed. The case was no longer open, and the bondsman released him from the bond. He went and got the file. My title was in the file. He forged my title. I woke up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning with my truck being stolen, chasing it down the street. This is 12 years ago, all right? When I say it's 12 years ago, my daughter was about 10 months old at the time. I had a landscape business. I had a 1998 Dodge Ram 1500, all right? I done had 5 of them since then, the same truck. He forged my truck title, so I couldn't make a police report. I couldn't do anything because the truck wasn't in my name. I then went to Secretary of State, which is known as DMV to some people, the Department of Motor Vehicles, but in Michigan, it's Secretary of State. And I went there and said my truck was stolen. I couldn't make a police report. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I gave them the VIN number and everything to it. They printed up a piece of paper and said they can't tell me who name the truck is in. I snatched the piece of paper, read my brother's name. Now, my brother was a foster kid in my house as a kid. My grandma was an evil woman, but had foster kids. I treated this man more my brother than my biological brother. We got along, we did things, we hung out, we hustled together, we got coochie together, we did all kind of shit together. In the time period when he stole my truck, I was struggling with my daughter, my baby mama. We was living good, and he took the truck that I used to pull a trailer full of lawn equipment with. All right. I had a full blown landscape company with a Dixie chopper rider and a Gravely walk behind that I pulled on a trailer with that Dodge Ram. For me to survive, I had to sell that equipment in that trailer to buy another vehicle. So when I say that I went through a whole bunch of shit from him stealing my truck, no, the bondsman didn't take my truck. No, it didn't get repoed. My truck got stolen by my brother, and he drove my truck for about a year and a half after that. And now I'm telling this story again because I spoke about this story on my live. Buttsville, AJ, and Gigi switching it all around, trying to make it sound like how they want to make it sound. I have a live video on it that says the whole situation from front to back, based on the fact that the dude that stole my truck that I said was my brother was a foster kid in my life. He got smashed by a different vehicle. They're trying to say that he got killed by my vehicle or he got killed in an accident, in a car accident. No, he had a car jacked up or lifted up that fell on top of him and smashed him to death. Okay? It wasn't my vehicle because my truck happened 12 years ago. That truck's long gone. Now, in the situation that I sit here and watch these 3 motherfuckers make a stories up, trying to hurt my name and trying to make themselves feel better, because nobody's listening to them. Nobody's listening to them, but they're sitting over there switching up my situation of how I feel about a person that fucked my life over, getting killed by a vehicle after he stole my vehicle. That's how he stole and fucked my life over. He stole my truck, and he made my life harder with me and my daughter and my baby mama. All right, we went through a whole bunch of shit after that. I lost a business behind that, meaning that I had a landscape business that I couldn't landscape no more because I had no vehicle to pull my equipment. So the only choice I had was to sell that equipment and get me another car to be able to take care of my family the best that I can. What's up, Loss? I'm making sure that it's heard clearly that what happened with my truck and my brother that got killed by the car falling on him. Gigi, Buttsville, and AJ sitting right now switching the story around, trying to make it sound like whatever they trying to get, whatever gratification they trying to get out of it. and saying how fucked up I am and how I owed my brother money and I fucked him out of his money in the truck and all kind of shit, instead of saying, damn, that guy been through some shit if his own brother fucked him over like that. So every which way possible, Gigi, AJ, and Buzzville, they sitting there listening to each other because they have no crowd really. And no matter how many times I type in the chat room, they keep switching shit up and trying to make it sound different. And they're humoring in themselves. They actually enjoying lying. They know, all three of them know they lying, because I know Gigi made a video about me talking about the bond situation and everything. Said that's not how it works. That you wouldn't be able to get them before the parole officer and the whole 9 yards. Now he's sitting there entertaining Budsville, acting like he don't know how the story really went. GG too. GG too. Now this my thing is, I can't say I don't care that my brother got killed and he did, but it don't bother me as much as it would bother me if it was somebody that didn't fuck me over in life. What's going on, Tara? So out of everything, like, these motherfuckers sit here and it's getting worse and worse and worse with how their behavior is and what they getting away with behaving like, and how certain people condone this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they sit there. Oh, Buzzfield left now. He got off the panel. He must came to come eavesdrop over here. He found out I was live, so he had to come dick suck over here. That's the only thing that could be. He had to come over here and join this. Oh, me too, but I just sit and listen to the shit that they say. And the thing about it is they changing up real life experiences for me that I ain't sugarcoated lying about or nothing. And I'm telling my fucking experience, my feelings, my life. And these dickheads are trying to pick at it and switch it around and make it sound different. None of this shit is something to play with. None of it is a joke. None of it's like fucking just some shit, just it's just no big deal. Yeah, I'm talking about somebody dying. And I'm talking about the fact that, it bothers me that he died, and I feel the way I feel about it. But at the same time period, I know that I ain't had shit to say to him for 12 years. Last year, I bumped into him twice at gas stations and just looked at him and walked the fuck out. Well, Tara, I don't know if you heard the whole situation. I was on my live and I was telling, I had a foster brother when I was a kid. We grew up together. And I treated him like a biological brother. And to this day, and him dying, other than his ex-girlfriend, which Buzzville is saying it's his wife, and it's not his wife, it was his ex-girlfriend, for years ago, ex-girlfriend. Don't nobody really, he ain't got nobody that love and care about him. He's a foster kid, first of all, so he had no biological family. All right. And knowing that, he had a hard life, my brother was a killer. My brother was a stone killer. And he was a stone killer from a teenage life all the way up to adult life. And when he was a teenager, from 13 on up, he worked for a dude that pretty much brainwashed him to be a street goon. Like, he sold drugs, killed people, and did shit for this man because he looked up to this man like he was a father figure or uncle to him. All right? And not having no guidance or role model, my brother was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He was fucked up in a lot of different ways. He did a lot of crazy, demented shit. He did demented, crazy shit to people, to cats, dogs, all kind of shit. So, a couple weeks ago, I found out about a few days ago that he was crushed by a vehicle that he had jacked up, and the jack or whatever collapsed and it fell on him and squashed his chest and his brain. When he died, he would have been, I think, 50. I think he was my foster brother, but he like 2 years older than me. I'm 47, so he'd be about 49, 50 years old. 12 years ago. 12 years ago, He had he had just got out of prison, and then a couple months after he got out, he got pulled over, drive without a license, got arrested. And where he was at, we was right rushing to get him bailed out, so it didn't get to his parole officer. So I put my title up as collateral. That's the word I'm looking for. Collateral. I didn't put the car up as the bond money. We paid the bond, but I had to put my title up for collateral in case he skipped bail. Well, he didn't skip bail. The case got closed, and he got my title got released to him. And when he got my title, we was beefed out because he did some shady shit about my truck, loading it up with scraps and scrap metal and shit, and not giving me my cut of the money when he took it to the scrap yard. So I cut him off. And he was mad because he did tattoos and I wasn't driving around to do tattoos, so his pocket was fucked up. His retaliation was to steal my truck. So when he stole my truck, he had already put in his name. What's going on, Kim? And he had already put in his name, so when I called the police or anything, I couldn't do shit about it because the truck wasn't registered to me no more. So I told this story the other day. Now Buttsville, AJ, and Gigi sitting on a live panel talking about me and talking about situations that I spoke on my channel and switching everything up, trying to make it like I fucked over my brother for a truck. I owed him and I screwed him out of the money, and now I'm happy he's dead and all kind of other shit. Now, like I'm stressing it right now. Okay. Yeah, I say I don't have a bad feeling about his death. Because after he stole my truck, I pretty much cut him out my life. I didn't fuck with him no more. I no longer trusted him. And he couldn't have loved me because he fucked me over. He fucked my daughter over. He fucked my baby mama over. He took our survival from us. Okay? He had no kids. But he stole my truck and made it so I couldn't function my business. I couldn't take my baby to doctor's appointments. I couldn't go grocery shopping. I couldn't do anything easy without a vehicle. And no long, and also I couldn't pull the $10,000 worth of lawn equipment I had that I needed that truck for. So I got a lot of scars behind that situation. And everything that I talk about, which emotional attachments in my life and past experiences, these three dickheads try to nitpick and switch it around to make it sound different. They don't hear the hurt or the seriousness in any situation or the stories that I tell for them to say, well, maybe that's not something to fuck with. Maybe I shouldn't try to fucking alter that story to make it sound like he was a dickhead. Maybe I should give a fuck that he went through some fucked up shit that one time. Just once. No matter what the situation is, no matter if it's about my baby mama dying, my brother dying, and my truck getting stolen, they switch it all up like I was the bad guy, but when I was really the victim and the hurt person. Like they don't got no humanness inside of them. The humanity in them, it don't exist. So out of everything, like I and this the thing is some people cool, some people assholes, but some people gotta have some common sense and some hearts and some compassion and some kind of feeling. Like certain shit you just don't keep dwelling on and on and on, trying to hurt somebody with some shit that's already fucked up in their life. Like Buttsville also lying about my plant food and lying that he taught me how to grow. He taught me what to feed my plants and all kind of shit. He don't even know what I'm feeding my plants because he called out the wrong nutrients, trying to say he know what nutrients I'm going to Home Depot and buy. And he ain't even naming the right shit off. And it's irritating the fuck out of me that they sit there with them three little retarded fucking brains of theirs lying to each other about me. They know it's all lies. And they smile and think that was a good lie. I'm about to top that one with this one. Like I got the TV muted, and like the only one you can see is Gigi, and AJ got Dr. Trichone's picture on his avatar. Buttsville got his one weed plant from 6 years ago as his avatar. But you can see the smile on Gigi's face that they really enjoying this bonding time they having. No, it was not. And the thing about it is, they keep trying to talk tough and tell stories. So when they was 13, they did this and they did that. All of a sudden started happening too when I started telling the story that I had a strong arm robbery charge at 13. Now everybody else got a charge at 13. Now they charge is rape, kidnapping, pimping, and all kind of shit at 13 years old. And I keep telling everybody the story lie, but they think it's true. But because everybody wanted it to be true, because him and his friend was on the phone talking, like they couldn't have rehearsed that before they started the phone conversation. It just so happened it came out the day after I said that I had a strong arm robbery case. Oh, they playing me now. How y'all doing? How you doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm talking about how y'all sit there like little kids and make up stories and change shit around. They gonna skip shit around because they don't want everybody to hear the facts. They ain't gonna let me talk. They gonna fast forward through shit. That's what they do. Because they like to lie up and manipulate and change shit up. So, Buttsville lie on me like once a day. And then all three of these motherfuckers sit there and make up lies, entertaining themselves. Because that's the only people they're entertaining. So now they sitting there watching my live, fast forwarding and skipping around in time, so they don't nobody who is watching them hear the truth. That's how they manipulate situations. They're little kids. They're not even bullies. They're the people that was bullied. Do you get what I'm saying? They're trying to be bullies now. They're no bullies because they're not affecting nothing for real, for real. But they sit there and make up lies and change shit around for their own entertainment. They're the only people that's listening to the bullshit. So now they're sitting there listening. They don't want to listen to me because they know that anybody hearing me talking through their chat, they're not gonna want them to hear that. So they keep their shit. They know how to keep the shit stirred. They professionals at motherfucking keeping the shit stirred. Now they showing my stomach and my muscles and shit, and talk like I don't know what they saying, but they can't say shit because they none of them cut up like me. These motherfuckers are gay. They skipping through me, flexing my muscles at AJ. And they playing it over and over and over again. Oh, they enjoying it. They like seeing me. They playing it over and over again. They like looking at a man's body. He said, I got a beer belly I bought and paid for. I'm good. He's sitting there skipping through all my videos now. Oh, now they back at the live. Let me continue talking about them so they know I'm still they gonna skip off of it now. So yeah, so what I was saying, I told the story about my brother stealing my truck title and forging it, and they go to their live and switch shit up and make it sound like I screwed my brother over and all that shit. When I put my title in the bondsman as collateral to bond him out. We paid the bond. So it was collateral in case he didn't come back. But he went back and got the case dismissed, and then he got my title and forged my title and came and stole my truck, which was his truck at the time because he put it in his name. But they know the story, but they want to switch it up and make it sound different. And then I'm sitting there thinking how fucking three grown men would sit there and entertain themselves with bullshit, and they think that's normal. They think it's fucking normal. And they want to tell me what happened in a case that they have nothing to do with, don't live in my state, don't have the same parole board, don't have nothing the same, and want to tell me what the outcome and what it was and who did what, and the bondsman and my truck got repoed and everything else. No, my truck did not get repoed. My truck got stolen by my brother 12 years ago, and they try to say it all happened all now. My truck got stolen 12 years ago. It was a 1998 Dodge Ram. My brother died last week. You got problems, stoic. Well, I did a video a couple weeks ago of me doing one-handed push-ups. No, it's not the fact about them getting under my nails. It's the fact that they're grown ass men that does this shit. Like I'm just tripped out that I sit there and listen to these retarded motherfuckers sit there and lie to each other, knowing that they're lies, because they all heard all the same shit that they're talking about, and they know how the story really goes, but they don't alter it in their mind to believe their lie. You get what I'm saying? You know, bipolar people, when they lie, they start believing their lies. So they can't have nobody fix that lie around them because they'll have like a nervous breakdown once the shit start like a glitch in the matrix type situation. I'm not worried about them because I wouldn't say and do anything that I do if I was worried about them three people. I wouldn't say the shit that I say in my lives. I wouldn't flex my muscles on a short for them. I wouldn't do none of this shit that I do if I was worried about anything that the motherfuckers could say. I already know. And they don't get how pathetic they look. They don't get how fucking short and small they circle getting. They got a triangle. They don't even have a circle. Literally. Literal fucking Lee, they got a triangle. They're fucking pathetic. I love the fact that everybody started to call AJ pathetic because it's got a ring to it. Motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. I'm affecting y'all way more than y'all affecting me, motherfuckers. Y'all just don't want to accept it, motherfuckers. Buzzville's wish he could have any kind of input in my grow. He so wish that he could even know how to grow like me. He's trying to train his plants like me. That's why he shows them every fucking 2 weeks, because he's trying to catch up to me. He's trying to make them look like my plants so he can say he taught me how to grow instead of I'm teaching him how to grow. Ain't that right, Buzzville? Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Buzzville? I got people coming back and say Buzzville is copying your growth tactics. He's training his plants like you. And somewhere in his mind, he think he gonna be able to paint a picture that I've been copying him when my shit months ahead of his. He never had plants like what he got now. No time, 6 years in time making. And all of a sudden, he got plants like that, and he think people gonna believe that I copied him. How does that work? Tara, the grow boss situation, they fucked with me for a minute, but the last stage of it, I trolled the grow boss with fucked up plants on purpose, and I got almost 200 subs from it. Don't nobody want to accept that. I had an LED light that was a floodlight for outside that was 100 watts, and I had bought it originally for an aero cloner that I made. It was turning all my cuts yellow, so I raised it up high enough to it stop doing that. Then I took that same light and put it in a closet with a whole bunch of mylar in the closet, and I was turning plants yellow on purpose. And for weeks, I asked everybody at the grow bosses to help me fix my plants, and all they had for me was kill them. They're dead. There's no way to fix them. Okay. And for weeks I said, but what if these genetics are real special? What if these are some genetics, a long lost genetic, and if these bitches die, ain't no way to get them back? What if this had a real good medicinal purpose and there's no way to get it back if these plants die? Y'all can't help me save them? They're dead. Dead, 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 dead. So I raised the light up and brung them back green and put them outside and I harvest them. Then they said it wasn't the same plants. Then they say the outside's magical. But if outside's magical, did they save some dead plants? Or was the plants not dead in the first place? But if I saved them before I put them outside and y'all couldn't help me do that, y'all knew your answer was to kill them. How's that work? Right. The whole thing about the grow boss and everybody behind them, they don't believe in recovery. They don't know how to recover. So if they plants are fucked up, they got to kill them and start over. And if you gonna be like the killer review and everything else, you got to have more than just overwatering as a solution of what's wrong with the plants. And even right now, as they start saying, I'm doing a lot better, they're not great, they're not perfect, he still got a ways to go, and blah, 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 blah. I know where I got to go and what I need to do in my grow. My grow is completely different than everybody else's grow. My food, everything is completely different. Nobody wants to grasp that. Nobody wants to grasp throughout the whole time of my YouTube, I have been coming up with my own blueprint. And for the whole duration of me being here, and people try to tell me what to do and how to fix my grow, what I need to do, we try to take you to the promised land, blah, 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 blah. And to do that, that means I have to stop doing my organics and the way I do my organics, change my medium up, go buy some synthetic nutrients, and grow like they want to instruct me how to grow. And they don't get it that I grew with synthetic nutrients years ago. I'm beyond that. No, I really do use piss. I use piss in vegetation state. Now this is the difference of what I and what Buttsville keep thinking that I don't use it no more, and he tried to say I never used it. I still use it, and I had stopped using it for a minute and went to organic nutrients to see the difference. From December, January, February, March. From December to March, all the plants that I had, the fucked up clones that I bought December 22nd, any seedlings that sprouted, anything that I had from December to March, only thing it had was piss. And when I say that, I was in sunshine number 4, which is a soilless mix. So anything that goes in there is what you're feeding it. My plants for fucking 3 or 4 months lived off of urine and wood ash, and they grew like a son of a bitch. And when I stopped using, the growth slowed down. I switched nutrients and burnt them, and because the urine was still in some of them, and then I had to flush the system out and reset them with the organic nutrients. And then right now, I got a bloom room full of organic plants, and I have 3 that I grew from seedling out of a Kush bag that I grew from seedling with synthetics from start to finish, and they've been in there now for it be on they going in their second week. But I use urine, I use wood ash, and I use all kind of organic different things. And people tell me it ain't gonna work, that don't work, that's false, this and that. Motherfucker, my plants lived for 4 months off of urine, and they fucking vegged out in solo cups to be bushes. Please go back and look at those plants. Please go look back from December 22nd, from when I said I got the ugliest clones on YouTube. And I bought 6 fucked up clones. And I vegged those clones and trained them all on urine. I'm gonna tell you like this. The Grow Boss made things fun. He made it interesting. It was a lot better with him than it is with all these boring trolls going around right now. Even though they was around with him, he made things interesting because he was wrong on so many different things that didn't make no sense. And then nobody want to wrap their head around that. Only one person that followed the Grow Boss will say that the Grow Boss only get you 75% there, the rest is on you. And that's Tone G. Everybody else will swear to God the Grow Boss got the blueprint. And Tone G know everything I have always said about what the Grow Boss don't teach you, and what he does teach you is right. He keeps you on the threshold of barely keeping your plants alive. And that means they barely dead, but they barely alive. He tells you to lower the nutrients, take certain nutrients out, take the plants away from the light, all that crazy shit, so they not overstressed or overworked. Now, if he tell you to take the nutrients down, of course you can't have them under the light full blown because they don't have the nutrients to do the exchange for. Nuggy, you do, because at the same time period you sit there talking about my shit ain't perfect, my shit this and this and that. I know what my plants are. You know what I'm saying? And I know what my plants doing growing wise. I know what they produce and I know everything. I'm not here to entertain you or anybody else that got anything to say something about my plants. I know that I have helped people since I've been back here now. I know people who had fucked up plants listen to me and they happy with the outcome of what the fuck their plants are doing now. I know that in a situation where y'all try to help and suggest and everything else, it's not always the answer. Anything that I got going on with my plants, if it is anything wrong with my plants, it's nothing that any one of y'all can help me with. Not one. Not one of y'all can suggest anything that would authentically be a problem with my plants. So I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers say they're not perfect, but they're better. They're not this, but they're that. They're not this, but they're that. I know where my plants are, and I know they're gonna get better. I know what I'm doing, and I know why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck if y'all want to tell me, just like you tell me my plants are stunted and everything else. Them same plants filled up a fucking tit though. Them same 3 or 4 plants that was fucking stunted, not growing, and fucked up, and filled up a tit and got tops everywhere. I don't know if you see that or not, but for months you try, but for weeks you tell me the plant wasn't growing, and within a week and a half of you saying that plant wasn't growing, it was in the middle of a fucking 15-gallon pot pretty much, and they spread it out and took over the whole pot in a week. So you telling me my plant's not growing, it's just not growing upwards. And I've been telling you the same thing for 6 years. Every time you ever said my plants are dead, they're not growing, they're not this, I trained them completely different than what y'all are used to. Now y'all saying my plants look better because I got plants in there that it's growing, training like that y'all used to. And I did that to pacify the crowd. But once I could show y'all that that's how I could do that, I'm going back to how I like to grow. I just did that to shut people the fuck up. Just like everybody think that I'm a fool and everybody think that I'm in y'all pocket and every which way possible. That's not the case. But once I show y'all all the different ways to grow that y'all think y'all want to show me and teach me, I'm going to go back to doing me and y'all could all leave me the fuck alone. And y'all pretty much left me alone now. But at the same time period, if I go back to doing shit and something might be failing and not working because I'm doing some shit that I'm trying to figure out how to make it work, I can show y'all at the same time period. I can grow synthetic, I can grow this way, and I can grow that way. I got 3 synthetic plants banging like a motherfucker. Ain't shit wrong with them. They're not over nuded. They're not under nuded. They're not burnt. They're not stressed. They're not anything. I lollipopped them tonight. But even I'm not even tripping on you as much as I come, no matter when it comes to coming to your chat, coming to PKR chat, or whatever, it's still some toxic motherfuckers that irritate the shit out of me out of nowhere, and I don't get that unless I come to y'all shit. If I don't come nowhere near y'all, I don't have no negativity other than the 3 retards that's over here hand jacking each other off. But almost every time I come to y'all chat, it's either 2, 3, sometimes 20 people with some asinine shit in their head. And it's all based on what y'all put in their heads. And not just about me, but what their theory of what plant's supposed to be, what plant's supposed to do, and everything else. It's all based on the little cult that the Plant Killer Review does have, which is a lot of falsified information. Even when I give y'all proof about bud yield versus fucking potency, y'all start laughing about it, even when it's a scientist saying it. Y'all won't accept that I'm right about shit. Nothing that I'm really, really right about will y'all accept. Because for 6 years, that'll make y'all asses, right? Because I know that I done proved y'all wrong at least 5 or 6 times on things that y'all just swear up and down I'm crazy about. I know it. And when I do it, y'all switch up y'all format and act different and talk different afterwards. Just like the book Grow Boss would do. The Grow Boss learned the very way that y'all learning on what not to fuck with and what not to try, not to talk about, and the whole 9 yards is the same shit. And I say from the same damn thing that is nothing in my grow. If I put you in my grow right now, only thing you can do is dump everything out and start synthetic. You cannot grow an organic plant the way I grow it for shit in the world, but y'all want to tell me what was wrong with my plant. I blocked a whole bunch of people telling me that I was overwatering and I had root rot. And in actuality, I had acidic soil. My soil was going acidic. Now, if one of y'all brainiacs would have came with that and came with the right words to get me to think about that, I would have looked into it. But knowing that I water my plants every day, day and a half from them being bone dry, and me watering them, they being bone dry again, I know I'm not overwatering. I know I don't have root rot. No matter how many times I can say that to anybody that comes from y'all, I was delusional. He don't want to listen. He don't want our help. That's when all the kind of shit that gets irritating to people and they start having a vendetta and a beef with y'all. Sometimes y'all right, but y'all ain't right every time. And the only time y'all right is when somebody is fucking up the way y'all, only way y'all know. Y'all hit the nail maybe once every 10 times. That overwatering shit and root rot and all that shit, everybody don't do that. Everybody don't do that. You can look at medically fit and know that he ain't root rotted. He ain't doing shit like that, but his plants look fucked up or look unhealthy sometimes. But he got a different fucking variation of what he doing and what he got to figure out what he doing wrong. But y'all can't help him. All y'all can say is his plants are fucked up and they dead. Now, I bet you I can help somebody that's synthetic, organic, half organic, salt. It don't matter. I bet you I could give them some information that's well detailed information that they can understand and it help them. Just because I don't grow like y'all think I should grow, don't think I ain't got the knowledge. Y'all even, some people even think that Miss Woods changed my grow around. Miss Woods has nothing to do with my grow. Nothing. She don't go even look at my shit. We sit up in my living room and smoke weed and shit. She's been in my basement 2 times. The time that she went down there to help me make some clones and cuttings, and the other day I showed her my plants 2 days ago. That was the second time she been down there since I had that grow. She wasn't around when I started to grow because we was beefed out with each other, and I sat to grow up on purpose without her help to show her I didn't need her help. But the way that people attack people and everything in the community, like the moon person and anybody else would come and try to tell me I'm tripping and I'm delusional and I don't know shit. I know a lot more than motherfuckers, the average motherfucker in this community. As I stressed that I've been growing weed for 20-something years and I've been doing landscaping for 20-something years, there's different fucking levels to gardening, fertilizing, soil, and everything else that I compound from both sides of that situation. From doing landscaping and growing weed, I have a different understanding from all the shit that y'all think I don't know or that y'all can't grasp. But I know I have gave y'all documented shit that Tone G gave me. When I gave y'all that scientific shit about the bud yield and the dilution of the potency shit, Tone G gave that to me. And when I gave it to y'all, y'all laughed about it and made jokes about it instead of saying, that's interesting. Shh, let's listen. No, y'all don't want to listen to that. Because that means that guy knows some shit that y'all would have never even phantom on. If I say something about fermenting weed, y'all make jokes about that. I give you documents on it. Y'all still don't accept it for what the fuck it is. None of this shit that I throw at y'all that y'all don't want to believe or grasp, where they put in y'all head that motherfucker might be over there making some fire. Because y'all can't grasp none of this shit that I'm saying. Y'all don't believe none of the shit that I'm saying. Other people believe it. Even some of y'all people believe it. And then you got the other people that don't want nobody to believe it, so they go out their way talking shit about me to try to detour people hearing what I'm saying. It's no different at Buttsville, GG, and AJ. Anytime I'm making a point, they'll fast forward, rewind, turn some music on, so don't nobody hear the truth. Right now, people still say I ain't got tops. I got buds that's fucking eight inches long, all buds all the way up the motherfuckers, but I ain't got nothing. I'm still not doing good. I got a canopy full of that shit. It's still not good enough. It's still not good enough. Ain't nobody else really got that. It might be 3 or 4 people that pop up with some shit. I can still recall days of Buttsville and everybody else being all in the same cahoots of trying to tag my name, tag me and tell me my plant's dead. Tell me I don't know shit. Tell me my plant fucked up. And even that's right now, everybody sweeping down my pool's been fucked up from day one. I guarantee I had more yields and more weight at 10 inches high than half you motherfuckers ever had. Y'all don't want to believe that I was pulling bud out them bitches at 10 inches tall. Y'all won't go back and look at when I lift the scrog up and it was bud from wall to wall in that pool. Like it don't exist. Them days don't exist. Then when I grew with Green Magic, y'all swerving down, I missed 90% of my yield when I had nothing but bud wall to wall. And as I harvested 3 plants at a time, because it was fucking 3 different strands in there, and it was 12 plants, and I harvested them at one by one, everybody kept on saying, oh yeah, you lost all your yield. All the plants are gone now, and y'all want to tell me what my yield was, and you don't know what the yield was altogether, but y'all want to tell me I had no yield. I had foot tall plants all bud, but it wasn't bud. The plants didn't grow. They was dead. Pretty as fuck weed. But y'all mind convinced y'all of other things than what the fuck the fact is. Y'all think I'm delusional that I don't know if I was looking at a pretty ass plant or not? You don't think I know if I was smoking good ass weed from that plant or not? Oh, y'all know better than what I know, because it wasn't no unhealthy signs on the plant. Wasn't no red stems, wasn't no dead leaves. It was a bush of bud, a foot and a half tall. 6 of those, and then 3 big ass plants in the middle. And every last bit of it, y'all say I missed 90% of my yield. And I know that's false. I know 100% it's false. But y'all couldn't be wrong. The grow boss couldn't be wrong. And that's everybody, oh, them pools was fucked up. Them pools this. You know how many people love those pools? Other than y'all? Other than y'all? Oh, they was all plant killers. That's why they love it, right? Because D-Nugs and Viking King and Grow Boss is the only people that's not plant killers. D-Nugs, it took you how many years to figure out a plant? Now, throughout my grow, I didn't have plants dying. They wasn't fucked up. They might have been short. They might have been undertrained. They might have been under veg, but they wasn't dead. But I did shit the way I wanted to do it for the reasons that I was doing it for. Now, little by little, now I'm coming out the woodworks with shit, and it's all the same goddamn game plan. It's all the same shit, just a little bit different. Same fertilizers, same shit I've been using all the whole time. Only thing the difference is that I realized that I was using a third of how much I should have been using in my plants. Only difference right now is I'm using Sunshine #4, and I never used that other than that Green Magic Garden nutrient grow that I did with the one I was just talking about that y'all said I had 90% of my yield missing. Throughout my grow, other than that, I was organic, but my friend who owns that nutrient line, that owns a grow shop, gave me the nutrients to do a grow for him on YouTube. And I did that growth from start to finish synthetic without a pH meter. My plants wasn't dead. They wasn't yellow. They wasn't burnt. They wasn't anything. They was harvested healthy the way they were supposed to. I had pictures of bud. I had shorts of it. I said, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. And everybody said it was some good ass looking weed. But y'all, no, my shit was dead, fucked up. I missed 90% of my yield. All that shit. I believed y'all. Not. I get tired of everybody want to tell me about my grow and what I'm not doing and what I'm not doing right and how much yield I'm missing, how many motherfucking plants I should have in my tent, how full my tent should be, and all that shit. I just calculated I'm spending about $150, $200 a month on electricity. So if I got an ounce a week out my goddamn grow, it's paid for. Very well, like very well, like I don't need 5 pounds. I don't need 2 pounds. If I pull an ounce a week out my grow, that's 4 ounces a month. I would pay for the electricity that I'm using. Am I pulling them 4 ounces a month? No, I'm pulling a lot more than that. But y'all want to tell me what I'm not doing. Y'all want to tell me how good I'm doing. I need a report card from y'all, huh? All this shit that this community is, out of everything, I'm trying to get the fuck out the community. Because my channel won't be able to grow as long as I'm stuck in the community. Y'all don't want channels to grow. Y'all don't want people to get beyond what the fuck y'all think somebody's supposed to be. Because all the shit that goes on keep everybody stuck in a little ass circle. Ain't nobody gonna prosper away from this shit. Anybody who got a good channel, whether they fail, die, kill plants or not, they got 40, 50,000 subs. They was never part of this community. Not Medical Fit, not Mr. Canuck, not Girly Ganja, none of them. Now, none of the people that y'all talk about and hate on were they ever part of this community, and they blew the fuck up. I want out. I want the fuck out. I want the fuck away from y'all. That's why I try to block people and get skirt the fuck on. Y'all are not gonna help my channel. Y'all not gonna help me grow. I'm not here to have plant help. I'm here to help have my channel grow. Even if I'm learning why my channel growing, people will be learning with me. Y'all not teaching nobody shit. Y'all bullying people and picking on people and helping people who you want to when they worship y'all, but y'all not really helping nobody. This shit is not healthy for anybody. Y'all got more drama going on than y'all do plant fucking killing reviews as it is. I can even respect y'all more if y'all focused on straight up plant killer review. But it's 2 or 3 hours of fucking picker and batter and back and going shit with everybody else with the same drama as anything else. The community going to shit, the people in the community ain't shit, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Now we all could be a community that get along, that can actually help new people coming into the community. But instead, it's intimidation, bully, scaring, and everything else. Y'all would make people give up on growing before they learn how to grow. I feel you, Art. I ain't been reading the chat, but I feel you. Well, Art, I got a deep water culture system. Everybody considered me failing on that when the lid was letting the light penetrate and algae set into the fucking water and killed the plants. But I failed. I failed. The company reimbursed me my money for the system and let me keep the system, but I failed. And I painted the tops and I'm gonna set it back up because what I'm saying again, let me show people that I can grow some shit that they don't think I can grow. And they think because of what I was feeding the plants at that time I failed. No, I had algae, water, green shit in roots, not good. You said you had to search up about acidic soil. Okay, what I have got is gone. Plants make the soil acidic, and weed grows good amongst No, 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 no. Weed don't like acidic soil. We like alkaline soil. Acidic soil kills plants. And hydroponics or deep water culture, you want to lower pH towards the acidic levels. Organic and in soil, you want it more of an alkaline level. Right. And the thing is like I say, I grew all these ways before. I know what I like and what I desire. Can't nobody, convince me or confuse my mind on that. Can't nobody listen to me either though. Like I stated, Art, not even just with the urine, but just organically at all, just the size difference and everything else. Anybody that defies everything that I say about my grow and my plants and the way I grow and what the outcome is, grow one plant the way I grow my plants. Grow one small plant, organically, with the same shit that I'm growing, the way that I grow it. Harvest that plant compared to your normal harvest and see if there's any difference. See if it might taste different. See if it might feel different. See if it might smell different. See if the high is different. See if any of the differences that I claim is true. If nobody is willing to do that, can ain't nobody able to deny facts? Because I know the comparison. I've been there, done the difference. I'm doing the difference now just to refresh in my mind and show everybody I will do this. I'll grow some synthetics and tell my mind that they're the same thing as what I grow all the time for the last 6 years. Well, I just say that because people used to be in the 5.5s and the 5.6s and all that shit with hydro, and then more and more shit evolves and changes. I was over there listening to Dick Wide 1, Dick Wide 2, and Dick Wide 3 talk about nutrients and shit, and they have no fucking clue for real. Like, them motherfuckers are lost. Buttsville trying to act like he know the formulas and shit versus using Miracle Grow and using advanced nutrients. Man, get the fuck out of here with that. And then Gigi telling him you can grow some good plants with Miracle Grow. Said don't panic, grow organic. Not everything. I ain't trying to be an asshole, but I do my best to try to isolate myself away from all the shit. Every time I try to be cool with people, somebody else irritate me, and it's all based on what the fuck certain people put in their heads. So even if the certain people cool with me now, your little entourage still ain't caught up to reality. So it still make me feel like it's all fake and fucked up and bullshit. Because out of everything, when it comes down to it, out of nowhere, people trying to criticize and talk shit about my weed. I ain't talking about your plants. I ain't saying shit. I don't even know who the fuck you are. So while they over here talking about Gorilla Grower, AJ, and maybe even Buzzville, you in the chat attacking me about my plants out of nowhere, and I don't even know shit about you. If my plant's that bad, don't watch me. If you think I'm killing shit, don't watch me. Click. That's simple. Cause nothing you saying is gonna get me to change anything. You're just gonna piss me off. Art, they don't believe that. They don't believe organics is any different from synthetics. Plant Killer Review was said. Carl with a K was said. They believe that the synthetics can do the same shit that organics can do. That's why I keep saying, why don't y'all grow one plant? Just one. And after that plant, y'all can go back to your normal routine all the way around the table. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, admit that I'm right. Even if you too stubborn to go, to do it again, just admit that some of the shit might be on point of what I'm saying about the plant. So they don't get why I'm mad when I know for a fact the organics make everything different. And they argue with me and say I'm delusional. That's one of my things, buds. Is like I say, like they don't get it. Like a new grower can get the concept of growing a lot better, growing some organic shit with some easy amendments. And all you gotta do after you get it right is water. I got people listening to my formula and changing their plants around, and they happy. I got a certain person come every morning, man. My weed smell like weed. My weed tastes like weed. My weed look like weed, and that's all because the shit was fucked up until I started helping him, and his shit turned around with a simple fucking couple steps. Understand, I am not saying at all that you can't grow good weed hydroponically, but you can't grow organic weed hydroponically. You can't put earth into the plant hydroponically unless you're using organic nutrients. If you're not putting organic in that plant, you can't make that plant mimic earth. In a situation of GMOs, steroids, and everything in food, once that food gets so much fucking steroids and shit to enhance it, it don't have the same qualities no more. It don't have the same taste. It don't have the same fucking protein. It don't have the same inputs to your body. All the shit is depleted and weakened out because it was cheated. It's the same thing with weed plants. And that's the thing is I had organics in my ras. Now the thing is you can get iguana juice and shit like that will work in your ras. They got liquid hydroponic, organic hydroponic nutrients. I was using dry mimics and shit that was like mainly for soil in a hydroponic system. And the plants was growing. And the only thing that fucked up is that the light went through the white lids and was making the water turn green. Now, this is what my next experiment gonna be, because I done did it with the plants so far. I done did it with Sunshine number 4. I veg plants out in synthetics and flip them to organics and bloom. Once I get the deep water culture set up, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna grow in synthetics and flip and bloom. What's up, Pac Man? Yeah, brown fuck your roots up and make you think your roots are fucked up too. You don't want shit that's gonna stain your roots, and you don't know if you root rotted or if your roots are dyed, like the color dye. You gotta understand, all the nutrients you use, the colors that's in them nutrients are food color. Any nutrient that's red, green, yellow, brown, it's all food coloring to make that shit look different than the next man's. So these three retards still sitting here talking. They look like they bored of each other. Gorilla Gorilla look like he bored and sleepy. I got it muted, and you just see Buttsville circle just won't 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 won't. He just talking, 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 talking. He in heaven right now. He got two people listening to him. AJ think he doing something with Dr. Trichone's face on his avatar, which is a improvement, no homo, but I rather look at Dr. Trichone's than his retarded ass. This shit crazy, man. I almost want to reset my whole channel and disappear for a minute, come with a different name, and not show my face and shit, and let nobody know it's me. Change my grow up and relocate it somewhere. Change the colors of the room and shit so it don't look like the same shit, and come back and do me all over again. I feel like that's only how I'm gonna get my channel the way I need it. I want it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all food coloring. And I know that because I knew a guy that made 3 or 4 different nutrient lines. Even the Green Magic that I said I used, he made that and got the patents for him. And so every time he changed the patent, he changed the color and he changed how much water went into the bottle. Like he originally paid for a patent being made. And the patent he got made, he copied like advanced nutrients and all the good nutrient lines, all their best parts. He copied out of each one. Like Botanicare, he took something. Advanced, he took something. He took something like from each one and put a whole new nutrient line together that had all the strongest shit. But you couldn't grow with it because the shit was fucking super strong. And then when I grew it, I diluted it from the get go because I was in soil, so I was like the only one successfully growing with it. But he sold that patent 4 more times, and every time he added more water to the patent. And I'm the whole time I'm watching him do it, and I didn't. He ain't tell me what he was doing. I picked up on it because he kept on selling the patent. And the next time I see the directions to nutrients, it went from originally 5 meals to a gallon to then it went up to 16 meals to a gallon. And that means it went from five to from a meal, then went from 5 to 8 meals on one of the nutrients. It went from 8 to 10 meals on another nutrient. Went from 10 to 14 on another nutrient. Like all the nutrient levels, the much is how much you put in the water changed. So I look at it like it was, and I talked to him. He goes, "Yeah, it's just water. I changed the pattern by putting more water in the solution." So he's diluting the solution. And then AJ copying off of what I'm saying because he's talking about how strong shit is and concentrates now. Because I said it the other day that nutrients are nutrients. I said, but if you got one that take 5 meals, it's stronger than the one that say 12 meals to a gallon. So the one the 12 mils for a gallon costs more than the 5 mil for a gallon nutrient, and you got to use twice as much. So you paying twice as much to grow with it. So when people bouncing from Athena to advanced nutrients and all that shit, like y'all know, and the meals change, you're buying water. So you chasing a brand. I'm gonna chase the brand that needs the less to mix up in the nutrients. If it's 5 meals or less, I'll run with that nutrient all day long. The nutrients I got right now is 5 meals to a gallon. And I just figured out today because in Bloom, I was about to feed it. And then I looked over and looked and seen I had two B's, A and B nutrients. I got two B bottles that came with the kit. And then, I'm always knowing that you use A and B coincide with each other. So I'm like, why the fuck is it two B's? And I already fed it once in Bloom, and I just fed it teaspoon, 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 like the veg was. So I had to find the feeding chart and realize that in Bloom, I do the same shit other than B get instead of getting 1 tablespoon, it gets 2 tablespoons of B. So it's like making the Bloom nutrient stronger, but you're not weakening out A, that which is like the nitrogen input. You upping the P. And I didn't know that until I saw the extra bottle sitting over to the side. I said, why the fuck I got two of those bottles? So I had to go read the instructions to see why I had two bottles. Like something wasn't making sense to me and I couldn't figure out any other way than reading the directions. So once I read the directions, it said I gotta use 2 teaspoons to a gallon of B in Bloom, which I did today. So now I know why I got two bottles because I'm gonna use twice as much as of the B. So today I fed it with the recommended nutrients, but then I also put sugar and mycorrhiza in it. You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna see what that do, cause I ain't put no mycorrhiza in it yet. You talking about salts, buds? Almost every hydro grower I know use Epsom salt heavily for the, especially if they're in LEDs. But the cocoa, if you're in cocoa, they use it because it depletes the calcium. Actually, it depletes the calcium. It's just like TMB Naturals pH down. Do you know that's fucking dehydrated citric acid? That's dehydrated lemon juice, pretty much. And I was at the grow shop with somebody buying some pH down. I said, why don't you just use lemon juice? I'm not gonna mess up the chemistry of what they recommend. The drip of lemon juice is minute. It ain't gonna change shit, and it's the same shit. I know people that ran with law, raw, not law, raw. I never ran with salts. I have That's one thing I can't say I ever did with salts. I did a couple different bottle newts, but I never did salts. That's what I'm saying, Art. And then like everybody think it's like I'm what if I was doing it and I had to do pH down or pH up, I'm gonna use lemon juice and baking soda. All the other shit ain't necessary. And Bud say he used vinegar. He said fuck paying for water. So if I get into that depth of shit with nutrients and organics and synthetics and knowing what water is and what fucking shit you buying in them bottles, I might know something about shit, right? So in a situation where everybody get all fucking bent out of shape and try to tell me shit, in the end of the day, nutrients are nutrients. Now with organics, what I'm figuring out versus synthetics, you can eventually build the soil up just like a synthetic. You just got to know how to do it and get it to the point the plant ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So more and more, I load my soil up, and then people talk about I got burnt tips. I tell them I aim for that burnt tip, because that means my plant is at the utmost uptake it could take without being burnt. And at that point, I let it feed off of it and work it out, and then it breaks it down. But no, my tips are burnt. I know it's got everything it could possibly have. Bud said it's organic. I was at Cannabeer's live yesterday, and he was talking about how he used eggshells, and he's talking about organic feeding and shit, and he's talking like he's got an idea. of what he doing. I said it takes years to break eggshells down. Oh, not if you cook them and you do this and you do that. I said you realize cooking them cooks the fucking protein out of them. That like what the benefit of them is. You cook it out of the eggshells if you cook them long enough. What the fuck you thinking? I said, but it still take long ass time. I said, unless you soak it in vinegar and break them down. Oh, I don't like using vinegar. He don't get after you ferment it. It ain't vinegar no more. And then you use a minute amount of the concentrated shit that you make with the eggshells, dilute it. You using salts and soil? That's the thing is, and they talk shit about my pools, and I tell them, I said, as soon as I got the area to do it, my pool's coming back. I had no till pools that I grew in for almost 5 years with the same soil and no drainage. And they talk shit about the plants that I had in there because the plants wasn't 10 inches tall. From the ground of the bottom of the pool to the top of the canopy, it wasn't 10 inches at harvest. So they keep saying that I was failing and shit, but it was all bud. I had a scrog of fucking 6 inch tall bud plants, all bud. And I said, why don't y'all go back and look at the lives? Because when I first started my channel and I was doing that, I made more all lives and didn't really do updates and videos. Just like right now, I've been doing a lot of lives, but I showed little by little, I've been trying to get back and doing my normal updates. So people who don't want to watch the live can still see the updates. But back then I was doing live, so you have to go into the lives to actually see my plants, see me taking the scrog off of them, seeing the fieldness of the plants without the scrog, and all that shit that they ain't never went and looked at, and they telling me about my plants. Oh, green bicycles, okay. Oh, this buzz is hazardous? Oh, your powders, you was talking about organic shit. I thought you was talking about salts. What's up, Buds? I didn't even know I didn't pick up on it till you said that. I didn't even know that was you. How you doing, my baby? You see, I know who you was soon as you said the green bicycles. That's my dog right there. That's one of my day ones right there. If anybody understands some organics, it's him, me, and Dog Pound. Them the only two people other than the people I've been talking to recently that I go and ask anything about some motherfucking organic growing. Ain't nobody else I got shit to say to. Me and Buzz go back 6 years. And never had a problem, never had an issue, nothing. Never bumped heads, never talked shit about each other, none of that shit. And he one of the very few people that I actually go and get advice from. He said green bicycle. I thought, yeah, that's Bud Hazardous. What's up, Santa Claus? Buzz, it started off because Buzzville and AJ Pathetics and Gigi was having a live talking about me and shit. But then I also got into a situation that, like Plant Killer Review and all the people from there, they keep trying to criticize my plants and talk about cola this and cola that and all this shit. And I keep saying, man, listen, I don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm happy with. I know it costs me $150, $200 a month to produce the weed that I'm producing and I spoke on and I'm happy with. You know what I'm saying? Versus y'all trying to tell me what I need to do, how much I need to be yielding and all that shit. Y'all need to be doing that. I don't need to be doing none of that. Don't worry, but within the within the next month or two, I'm gonna get some green bicycles because I want to do some comparisons between what I've been using, green bicycles, iguana juice, organic hydroponics, advanced nutrients rather. I want to like get a few different organic foods and see what the difference is throughout all of them. Well, only how I would do that, Buds, if it's a situation that we actually can exchange the weed and watch each other smoke. But you know, because I might have some piss in my plants, won't nobody smoke my weed. That's a deal breaker right there. That's the thing is, I'd rather have popcorn buds and nugs instead of big ass buds that I'm just gonna cut and break down anyway. Like out of everything, you gotta think about it. If you make big ass colas, you got a big ass stalk in the middle of that cola. Now, if you think about it, if you was a consumer, would you rather buy popcorn buds that's all weed, or buy buds as big as hell that's got fucking stalks in it that weigh a gram, gram and a half, 2 grams? Right. That's another factor. Dry, cure, ripeness, all that shit. The bigger the bud is, the less you got ripe bud. Like if it's a big ass bud, that's just a whole bunch of buds clustered together that the inside of them buds are not ripening up because they ain't getting no air, they ain't getting light, they ain't getting shit. So if they ain't getting light, they can't exchange the energy and they need to even ripen up inside, right? And when you break that bud down and the bud green and purple and shit on the outside, the inside yellow, right? I ain't got patient buds. And if I did, they wouldn't give a fuck if it was big buzz, little buzz, small, medium buzz, as long as it was good buzz. On the inside, gotta be yellow. It feels like a big ass 7 gram cola. The inside of that motherfucker gonna be yellow. Hell, my little buzz I'm looking at right now, if I break it open, the inside yellow. What's up, love bug? That's the thing is, even in my tent number 3 with the grande guava, I got fucking 6, 8 inch tall fucking stacked up buds. You know what I'm saying? Like colas. I wasn't even shooting for that. I wanted all nugs and the scrog. You know what I'm saying? Like scrog level. Them bitches stretched up and fucking filled in. Even the ones that's low are still stacked up colas. And motherfuckers still saying I ain't got no colas. I'll show y'all in the dark right now what my colas look like in tent number 3. And I'll show you what the buds look like in tent number 4. The one that AJ was talking shit about. The tent AJ said was gonna be more than a half ounce of plant. Now my shit's in the dark right now, so we going in with a flashlight, but we gonna go see. See these? They said there ain't no bud on this plant. They said I ain't got no weed. They said I ain't got no weed. They said I ain't got no weed. I ain't got no weed. They said I ain't got no weed. Look at this. I ain't got no weed. They said I ain't got no weed. Let me pull this one. Oop, I pulled the leaf. Look, I ain't got no weed. Well, let me get another one for y'all. I ain't got no weed. I know they're not. They looking okay. I'm doing a lot better. They're not great. I'm not perfect. I'm just looking better from what everybody's saying. This ain't a good grow. This ain't a win for me. I'm not winning yet if you let everybody tell me what the fuck my grow doing. And no matter how many times I show what I got going on, even if I go to the lowest point, let's go to the low ones now. Look at this little one down here. Look. Let me see if I can get to it. Look. Come on now. In another week or two, I'm gonna defoliate this bitch so all this shit get light. And they gonna tell me that it's just doing okay. It's just okay. It's just okay. It's just okay. Now the tip that AJ keep talking shit about. Now mind y'all, I got all this shit too. It's all sleeping right now. And these, they say my buds are small. This is a motherfucking plant. This motherfucking a half a foot tall. All right. They talking about every which way possible. They can tell me what the fuck going on in my grow. This plant, look at this plant. This plant is in a 2-gallon plant. Now mind you, these are all mixed up organic nutrients from Home Depot. This the plants that everybody tell me it ain't gonna be shit. It ain't gonna have no yield. It ain't gonna do nothing. Cause they was only 8 inches tall when I put them in bloom. That's the undercarriage of them. Hey Buzz, look Buzz. Look Buzz. My shit ain't doing shit though. I ain't doing shit right. I ain't doing shit right. I use a magnifying glass, buds. These motherfuckers still got, this one still got a week. No, this one I think went to week 9. What's today? This one went week 9 Saturday. This one is week 8. And they're like a 9 and 9.5 week plant. Yeah, that's what I'll show you the balloons you told me about. So I got all of these. Just bent all these down to train them. These are all clones that I made. These are clones right here that I just took out the dome earlier today. Oh, that ain't the good one. This the good one? And that's a flow. I got two flows here, two grande guavas, and Oreos from the one that's in tent number 2. And then I got these in here, which this was originally built for my deep water culture until I got algae in the water. So this is where I've been vegging at to put shit into the bloom. I know. I know they don't grow shit. They can't fuck with it at all. No, I ain't freestyle yet, love, but that's the thing is it ain't about getting big buzz. It's like they don't want to look at shit for what it is, and no matter which way I show it, how I say it, they still tell me I'm doing okay. I still got a ways to go. Like, come on now. Like, y'all want to convince me in every which way possible that I need to listen to something y'all saying. Oh, you just doing okay. Somebody show me a plant like that that's vegged out like that. Then tell me this plant ain't growing and it's stunted, cause how it's growing. That no matter if it's this goddamn tall and it's a bush, this plant is stunted and ain't growing. You can't stop a healthy plant from growing. I said, well, maybe it's got to spread that energy through so many different areas because I trained it with so many tops that energy got to be divided by fucking 100. Can that be possible? Could that be possible that this plant ain't gonna shoot up like this because it's got so many motherfucking areas growing into so many different spots? It's got to divide that energy. Could it be that it's got to divide that energy? Could it be it's got to divide that energy? Could it be it's got to divide that energy? These getting sleepy because the light turns off in 30 minutes. So that one's dropping down already. That one started dropping down. This room is on 18 hours. The T5s is 24 hours. So they veg under the T5 so I get them to a certain bushiness. And then I bring them in here and let them veg. Once I get them trained over there and get to a certain likings, I take them over here and let them do it 18 hours. They veg out over here, then I take them to the bloom. And that's the thing, buds. Like, say, for instance, if I was doing this with Green Bicycle, that's pretty much figured out for us, right? I'm using nutrients. I think I done showed you before. These are the nutrients I'm using for the organic. The bottles are the synthetic shit. The only this I just got the other day to add to my situation. But this is everything I buy from Home Depot. This is the type of shit that I'm growing vegging with, blooming with, and everything. This shit here. This costs $12. That costs $9. That costs $12. That costs $9. This costs $11. And all of this shit lasts for a very long time. And this right here, this is free. It's free. It's free. Can you guess what that is? And I got this. Wood ash. I burnt a whole bunch of logs in my barbecue grill and took the tray out to get the ash for it. That's one of the ones I'm gonna compare is Gaia Green, and my man Green Magic Gardens, Remy Boy. He used Gaia Green and he used another organic thing. I'm gonna get some of that too. I'm gonna get every kind of decent organic name there is, and do a side by side comparison once I got the money to buy them. Unless I can get them to sponsor me. Yeah, once it's got a name. I mean, for the mixture of what I got, I pretty much make all that shit myself, combining them organic dry amendments. I'd rather have this, and I'm out of it. Well, I'm about to go buy some more probably tomorrow. This right here is that deal, and they got three different ones with different NPKs. And I was using this for bloom, and the NPK was 463. Um, Buzz, what's the NPK of Green Bicycle Bloom nutrients? My first good harvests came from this right here. I'm gonna see what the next harvests come, but I think the next harvest still got this in it. This right here was really fucking good. And this right here was $9 a bag. And this was derived from dried poultry manure, bone meal, dried ground fish, feather meal, sulfate of potash, magnesia, alpha meal, vermicompost, potassium sulfate, 3% of slowly available nitrogen from dried poultry manure, bone meal, dried ground fish, feather meal, alfalfa meal, vermicompost. Yes, it's at your hardware stores and shit. It's at your like common nursery. This shit's fucking good, and they got three different bags. So I'm gonna also get all three bags and use it for every stage of veg, the transition and bloom. This shit's good as fuck, bro. It's got everything in it. It even got includes beneficial mycorrhizals. And you can pray you even like this in your garden. This shit out cold, and the thing about it is the substance in the bag looks convincing. Like I ain't got none right now, but the what's all mixed up in there and the different shit you see in there, it looks convincing. This shit, I don't like how none of three of these look. Like this shit like pellets, right? This like pellets, and these almost similar. They granular, but this is granular, and this is granular. But that shit look like it's all kind of different organic amendments mixed together. Like it looks like it's actually an organic mix. I thought you might have a bag around you. You can look on it. But like I said, this shit right here, I like this. And then what it was, after talking to like Bud Hazardous, talking to Dog Pound, and a couple other organic growers, originally I was putting like a teaspoon to a gallon to my soil of the dry amendments. And then I started watching other YouTube videos and shit and watching how much they was putting in there. Other than Remy Boy, everybody was putting a larger amount, but they was doing it and letting it work and eat it. I feel like Remy Boy is putting too much nutrients in his shit. I feel like he make his bud smaller by over Newton shit. I had 2 compost bins before I moved. I lost them when I moved, but I had 2, and I was also debating this in Canterbeard's live. I had they was talking about composting and nutrients, and NPK and all that shit, and they was talking about how all you need is worm cast, worm bin to make the nutrients for your plants. And I said, well, it depends on what you composting. And they said, no, composting is composting. And we going back and forth. I was like, no, it's not. I said, I had 2 compost bins. I had one I put veg compost and shit in it. And I had another compost bin that I put shit that was high in PKs to compost in it. So when the worms broke that shit down, I had one that was high in nitrogen and shit that I needed for vegetation. And I had a compost bin for bloom. Just like Happy Frog and what's the other one from the soils? They got one for veg, and then they got one for you to transition into for bloom. And that's what I think with Remy Boy. I think that he actually overdoes his. And every time, where's my remote? I'm gonna show you Remy Boy real quick. Oh, and I gotta plug my phone up too. Every time he grows big ass fucking plants, and no matter how many bud sites he got on it, his bud they ain't never more than like a 2-gram nug at the most. and I think he overfeeds. Oh, I ain't never heard of that for 24 hours. They went back to listening to me, you dirty bastards. um,
Making amends with everybody. You and Twisted good, but remember Twisted was talking shit about your kids and shit. Twisted. You
Yeah, but I don't hold on to that shit, man.
Yeah, so you and him are good now?
I know, he lost his mind now.
I mean, I think so, but you know what I mean? People yeah, I go by and say what's up. He could be.
They talking about Twisted Roots, but listening, watching my live still. Idiots. Remy Boy.
Welcome to the realest Ross channel on the planet. Green Magic Garden, the People's Channel. This video is brought to you by the fine ladies and gents at Spy Farmer. That's right, guys. Code Green Magic if you decide to buy anything in the future. Code Green Magic for all the stuff I'm affiliated with. Bud clips, bud cups, green rush nutrients, all that good stuff, guys. All that good stuff in the first pinned comment. And if you would like to help further, if you would like to be real solid and show some love, channel memberships are on, guys. You can choose from 4.
I've been following him for a while.
That's right, guys.
And that's why, like I say, I think he overnuked shit.
3x3 Spider Farmer tent rocking the C5000, guys. 500 watts of power, wall-to-wall diodes. Yeah, I can't beat it, guys. Overpower your tent and your grove. You can go with an SE3000 in this space. if you want. But anyways, guys, we're this cheap Amazon fan. I don't have enough Spidey fans to do the trick, and I don't want to be greedy and keep asking for more stuff. $20, that works great. It's exhausted by a spider farmer, 6-inch.
Yeah, he's
can.
sponsored by
Look at
him.
that. Humidity's really high today, guys. It's like storming kind of out there. So that's what I mean. Remember, I was just saying the other day, I don't want to turn on the thing, the humidifier. I was going to say the thing that puts steam into the air. I'm such a tool. Well, yeah, I didn't want to turn that on because it was low. I'm like, then the next day it'll be high, which is exactly what has happened. So it's gone from like 50% all the way up to 75 today. So it's usually around 65 actually with the fans on in here, guys. Nothing's on right now. So, or I mean with the door open and all that. With everything running like properly, it's pretty good.
Well, I watch a lot of different people that's organic to do comparison to see if I'm on point or not.
Or entertain, then take a freaking hike, pal. We don't need your neg activities. That's a new one that I just created. Instead of negativity, it's neg activities. Neg activities. We don't need none of that. So, moving on, guys. What are you looking at? What are you looking at here? You're looking at day 1 of flour, guys. That's right. We have.
Now watch when he feed. Watch how much shit he put on. He put 2 different dry amendments in to feed his pots.
Well, Robin Hood seeds, also known as square 1. Nanas in the far back. They're all photo periods. Then we got the reverse genetics. We got Greasy Hooker. That's right. I'm gonna get age restricted just for saying that. No, knock on wood. Want to jinx myself. And Purple G with the big old sucker leaves on there, guys. Hell yeah. So by reverse.
I gotta give me
genetics,
something to drink in the
reverse
Snickers.
genetics, 2
Trying to make it so y'all
Robin
can see the
seeds,
phone while I'm not sitting
all
here.
which are in 2-gallon plastic pots in living soil. Living soil called Black Swallow Living Soil. You can't get it if you're an American. It's only in I believe it's only in Ontario, but someone was telling me, I don't know. I know you can't get it in America, guys. It's only a Canadian soil.
Oh, this is the one with the living soil.
There's only a certain amount. Well, obviously, it's not never ending. But I just mean, like, you can't really get it unless you're over here in this area, which is a shame, because it is really, really good stuff, guys. So we are on day 1 of flour for all the new people.
Oh, this is Green Magic Gardens, Remy boy. I'm just
there we go.
hold on, let me get my Snickers
friends.
open.
I didn't even know you didn't even know I left. Did ya?
No, it's
The
not
mic
the
was
Happy
about to
Cultivator.
die, so I had to charge
Oh,
it.
that's the who you
I had to
asking.
charge it mid-video. But yes, where we left off. So, and all the new people, you can see I trained them with the bud clips.
His name is Green Magic
You
Gardens.
got the stairway back there. The stairway to green magic right there, guys. Get that. That's a badass. I love these bud clips. Oh, I still got one up in there. I'll have to get that out of there soon. Now, like I was saying, I use that to prop it up. We now have a 100% even canopy, guys. I've been keeping the light at, well, it's down right now, but we've been going at 70% now. I turned it up 10, from 60 to 70, but let's get a par reading here. All right, nice and flat in my hand. Wow, it's only at 4.
But
That's
my
at
whole
70%,
growing
guys. So what I'm
other
gonna
than 2
do-
pots or 2 gallons.
I'm gonna leave it there. Well, it's over 500 over here. Oh, the fan. Duh. So yeah, 550 even. Up in there, I can't even see, but it's like, you know, oh, 600. Oh, I'm a little high. Yeah, 600, 650 back in there, it looks like. So around 600, guys. I'm gonna leave it right there until it stretches up, because it's gonna stretch up like a lot, right? So as it stretches up, the par is gonna keep increasing like dramatically. I'll probably have to move this up. Oh, I did. I moved this up the rest of the way too, guys, as far as it could go. I'll get a measurement. Well, we're at 18 inches, guys, from the canopy at 70% intensity. So yeah, we're gonna hit them with a liter of water each, and that's it. It's pH at 6.7, I believe. And you know what? I'll just ramble on through while we water, guys. I won't even put any music on this because this will not take long at all. Now here we are where the magic happens, guys. Established July 8th, 2020, baby. And that's true story, guys. We're coming up on 4 years. 4 years of solid grinding, guys. This did not.
I'm in that dilemma with 2
Let me tell
gallons.
you, not easy at
I got
all.
plants, so I gotta water twice a day.
Oh, my freaking little thing here is broke. Oh no, I gotta get a new battery actually. I'm pretty sure it'll work. So, and then I can make it just stay green. Pretty cool science. $60 and $60 for that one.
I gave it.
6.7.
I gave all my plants a compost tea yesterday.
Guys, bringing new people up to Guardian. It tells you your pH.
I spent hours in the grow today. A half hour before the lights went out. I pushed the plant and it was light as hell. I started checking them all. It was bone dry already.
And it will tell you the strength.
It's almost like the compost tea made them eat more.
You know how strong you're mixing your nutrients. It tells you your and it can tell you in a few different modes, right? Your EC, which is electroconductivity, TDS, which is total dissolved solids, and ppm, which is parts per million. And then you have your temperature and your actual pH, guys. It's a badass little machine. It's on these handy long tentacles. It's great. Suction cup. And then I use a paw fly air bubbler, so like a fish tank or whatever, to bubble the water overnight. And I always bubble them for 24 hours, gets any of the crap that can be bubbled out. And that's it. And then we pH it. It's been stable all night, 6.7. Now let's get a liter and head it in feeder. Ooh, we got our liter. And yes, I go 90 miles an hour. And no, I am not high on methamphetamines. So, welcome to my world, guys. You know, we got recent thoughts, and I'm a little hyper. I like it. I like being the way I am. I get lots done. And I don't hold back. I never hold back. I tell you guys what I'm thinking. I'm telling you, I've been studying the analytics. That's what I do. And, I'm seeing a few gnats. I am actually surprised we haven't had any gnats yet. That's wild.
Oh, this one he ain't gonna feed. If he does, he ain't gonna do it to the end.
All right, guys, gonna do the same for the front ones here.
Let me see if he end up getting the feeding. Oh, yep, he feeding now.
All right, put that one off to the side for now. This is the Purple G, guys.
Now watch how much food he put in this bitch.
Y'all could have used a little more silica.
Now mind you, that was living soil.
A tad brittle, which is...
So he might not put as much as he usually do. If he does, it's even worse.
Trellis. Alright, we're going to use this one for this. This is just the Vermabec. Make sure you can all hear this thing. These look a lot different.
That's worm casting.
And same thing. 2 power boom. And 1 4 4.
Oh, he ain't even do that much this time.
And mix. And boom, guys, and we are done. I'm gonna get these in all the time.
Now let's see if he fast. Let me fast forward, see if he feed again. I'm gonna have to get to another one of his grows where he actually feed them. Oh, he got something in the nutrients in the damn water though.
It's worked out to be at 6.4 pH, guys. So I'm just gonna give it a liter each of this nasty concoction. All I did, well, it's gonna be in the video anyways. I'm gonna make a whole video on it, so there's no point of boring you guys with that right now. But let's get a liter and feed her. It's quite a high ppm for a tea, though. 780, I think, or is it? I don't even know. Like, you guys let me know, but I hope it likes it. It's a lot stronger than the last tea.
Yeah, so he been making teas all the way through it.
You know what, guys? This video is getting really long. Actually, it's going to be over 30 minutes. So, to spare you guys some of your time, I'm just gonna. They're gonna get. Holy, spit it out! They're gonna get 1 liter each, guys. Make sure you're dropping a comment for the giveaways. We got lots of giveaways coming, guys. And yeah, love y'all. Signing out.
God damn it. Damn it, my phone I wanted to go to his channel so I can find one where I can show y'all his feed.
The realest Ross channel on the planet. Green Magic Garden, the people's channel. This video is brought to you.
Is my fucking battery getting low? What the fuck going on? Let me see. Seed to harvest. Alright, this is seed to harvest.
Shout out Spider Farmer.
So this one he should feed a lot on.
Green Magic, if you're buying anything in the future, guys, you know, anything you see on this channel, Green Rush Nutrients, all that stuff. And if you want to support the channel further, channel memberships are on, guys. You can do that. It really helps ensure future content because I do this full time. Now, here we are the next day, guys. Now, if you remember previously, the last 2 weeks, we haven't been doing much, guys. This is day 53 now. This is a photo period plant you're looking at. Nanas by Robin Hood Seeds, also known as Square One Genetics. It's in a Spider Farmer 4x4 tent, powered by the SE 7000, guys. 730 watts of power, wall-to-wall diodes. That's how I love it. That's how it's gotta be. Now, this is a photo period, obviously. It's in a 15-gallon fabric pot, guys. Look at the size of that pot. It's got about 20% black swallow living soil in there and 80% HP Pro Mix. H to the P to the Pro to the mix. HP Pro Mix. You guys know I freaking love that stuff. And we're not doing really anything today, guys. I just wanted to check in the very next day. Oh yes, we are exhausted by a 6-inch Spider Farmer exhaust fan. There's our humidity and temps. Humidity's still a bit low. Probably should stick that in there if it continues to stay that low. Usually once I get this room filled out with all the plants, the humidity's pretty well bang on. We are getting 400 par to the top, so top of the canopy, exactly 400 par. I'll get a measurement. All right, that light is at 50% and it's at 30 inches from the top of the canopy, guys. We could go a little bit more aggressive, but she's loving life and she's growing just fine. So I also keep a Spider Farmer monkey fan monkeyed to my bar. It's a monkey fan. That's what they're actually called. Oh yeah, she's not gonna need any water today. She's plenty moist today, guys. But yeah, we hit it last week with the tea. Gave it 7 liters of that concoction tea I made. So we're gonna have lots more of that coming. So I'm not sure. I don't think I'm gonna top it anymore, guys. I think I might just start working the branches out. And if I do, I might just top once or twice more. But look at how small the leaves are and small.
All right,
like,
buds.
I don't know. I just feel like if I keep topping it, it's just gonna have a whole bunch of small.
Yeah, he from Canada.
And I want to fill this.
I just
sucker
had to
out.
do all
We
the
got a long
chat.
ways
I
to
ain't
go
even see
yet,
all the
guys.
shit y'all
So
said.
we're at what, day 53, and man, it's gonna be about 100-day veg, I would think, guys. So look at that. Man, she's extremely healthy too. I'll just keep working these branches over,
Man, I missed a lot of shit.
putting clips. I'm gonna have to get more clips, guys, but day 53. Day 54 as arrives the very next day, my friends. I'm attempting to get us a nice time lapse. I'm attempting.
He's
I'm not
upstate
the
said,
best
bro,
with
do
that
you
thing,
sleep?
guys, and,
Yeah, I sleep,
but
man.
I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. It's a good camera, and if I can figure it all out, I'll have us some cool time lapses. Maybe I'll put that time lapse in right now. We'll see. But moving on, actually, I won't put it in right now. If anything, I'll stick it in somewhere during the video. But yes, look at this girl.
I know we being
So I don't
restreamed.
think I'm gonna top anymore, guys. I think I might just, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Damn, I
It's a
just hit
tough
all
one.
chat to
That's
see
a
all the
tough
shit
one.
y'all
I don't
said. My
worry
bad.
about- I think I might just let it grow out though. But anyways, for today we gotta hit it with some water, and I will think this over another day. We still got a little bit yet, guys. So.
But yeah, he in Canada, Art.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think we got enough tops. I think this will be pretty good. Just let it grow out.
Upstate, I still gotta wash my ass from cutting grass today.
As I pull
I'm
these
still in
out,
my work
guys,
clothes.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna top because the way we're gonna grow this, we're gonna be pulling.
But after I
these
got
all
done
out,
working,
right?
I came to
each
clean my
one
grow
of
up.
these
I still gotta sweep the
are gonna
piles up.
become main tops. You see what I'm saying? So I think we're good to just leave it like
Right
it is.
now, I'm rolling
So,
up a moon rock
but,
blunt.
we're gonna have to hit her with
I'm
some
about to
water.
get
We're gonna hit her
sleepy.
with 4 liters of water. She's just getting plain water today, guys. Dechlorinated, bubbled, the whole works. You guys know we're in the magical corner. Established July 8th, 2020, baby. So 6.4 out the door. Let's grab 4 liters and head into feeder. I'm stuck in my head from out there. I'm gonna go around the edges, guys, more or less. Oh, that's 4 liters in that big giant thing, guys. Hope I got that okay. I think the camera was like.
I got a pot like that big in my tent number 2.
I always gap out.
One of my
So,
white
the
ruts is in
reasoning for
a pot
going
like
around the
that.
edges more, guys, is so then like the roots don't. If you're just concentrating the water in the middle, then what's going to happen? The roots are going to concentrate themselves in the middle. They're going to be thicker in the middle. And you want them to spread out. So
That's
this way, you're
bullshit.
forcing them to spread out, search for the water, and you're going to get a good, long, healthy root structure that way. So that's the reasoning behind that, guys. And that's it for today. Nothing else has changed. We're not putting on any new clips. Not changing the light. We're not doing just 4 liters. 2 days later, day 56, let's add a few clips. Man, it's gonna be a short one. Again, guys, there's really there's not so much to do. This plant is because it holds so much water, so there's really not so much to do right yet, guys. But we are gonna start working the branches outwards this way. See, they're starting to get long enough where we can start to work them out now that I got some more clips. So you do the chiropractor thing like I do, you snap it up. Make sure it can bend so you don't break it. And then you get your clip in there. It's pretty basic. I love these things. Bam!
Love bug.
You guys can see that. Perfect. And then that'll come up. And we just keep doing it out and out and out, right? Until we get all the way out. She's a monster. It's a big plant. This is a pretty big plant. And the time lapse is working out, I think, guys. So, if you haven't already seen it in the video, I'll stick it in some somewhere in this video, I think, unless I forget. So we'll do this branch too. It's got one on it already, but I want to leave it for a little bit longer, and I'll take it off. I'll take it off soon and slowly, like I said, just keep working our way out, guys. Man, I wish I had thought to use these clips so long ago, guys. Man, I don't want to move it too much because of the time lapse, but we got no choice. See, like when you grab it and you turn it, you can hear it all cracking in there, guys. Like, bam, look at it, it's all floppy on its own, right? And all these parts where I crack it, it will harden up. Oh yeah, in a couple of days, this will be badass, guys.
Say restreaming
I guess
fools.
I lied when I said there's nothing really to do.
They ain't on my ass.
There is some training to be done. Alright, that one's already
They ain't got no
gone.
life. That's what that
So-
is.
Alright, I found one more spot. Right here. Oh, this branch doesn't have any of it.
This is what I feel about them.
Break a
Oh,
line
smoke.
right here.
Cheers.
She's sticky too, guys. You can tell she's ready to, she's primed and ready to flower. I'm pretty sure you guys can see all of that just well. Give you a shot from the top. Now it looks like, it looks weird obviously, but everyone will come back out. Bam. Bam in a couple of days, right? Now we're gonna hit her with 4 liters of water. Oh, here we are in the magic corner, 6.3.
Hopefully they was watching when I was down there showing y'all my bud in darkness so they can see the truth.
4 liters. So let's get a liter and a liter. Now let's get in here and feed her. So guys, all around the edge to promote root growth. Put a bunch in a container, mix it up so it's liquid, and
I can't find one that was feeding the shit out of shit. Oh well. Who in the hell is Uncle Bro? I never heard of Uncle Bro.
We want to get these paper towels as wet as possible.
Well, if he just not getting seeds started, we don't want to watch that.
Even they said that earlier. They said, oh, I wonder why Ruru calls people rapists because he has that blah blah. You remember?
You know,
So what about trichomo?
How many times have I said that about Viking King? I said it like once or twice, man.
Well, the first in your
This
chat,
Joe Blogs
and I went
making
by,
clips
you
out of
said
that
it,
shit.
And then later on, I think it was like a Monday back when I used to watch the show. They're like, oh, Buttsville made that up. I was like, I didn't fucking make that up. I came in my chat one day say after I saw that, and then I repeated him saying it in my chat. I didn't make it. They tried
Hey,
to, I mean,
AJ heard me say I'd rather look at Dr. Tricos and his funny ass. He took Dr. Tricos down.
Not me. I heard Dirk talking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm Listen, I'm not stupid. I heard Dirk. I didn't even know Dirk made it up. I heard it from someone else. I don't care.
Because Dirk was going to your channel back. I don't know if he still does, but he was in your channel back then.
Y'all see this? He making clips of y'all live as y'all make y'all live. Since I know y'all restreaming me, y'all getting joked at, y'all made of a joke as y'all sit there. That feel good, don't it?
We know that, but
Bro, he was just saying he had paperwork.
This is a
on
clip
him.
out of y'all live
Bro,
that Joe
like
Blogs
in
made about
fucking,
y'all
2
gossiping.
weeks ago,
Looking like
he was
3 little
"Oh, I
bitches
don't
on the
wanna talk
panel.
The paperwork, or it'll call the feds or some shit.
How y'all feel about that?
I think he said it.
It makes you want to almost make you want to end your live, don't it?
Paperwork on him, but I don't believe it because he would have shown it by now. He wouldn't just say it and not show it.
You never know. I don't know. It is crazy.
Bro.
Y'all like that, huh? Y'all famous.
Right, yeah, I shouldn't even really be down there 'cause I came down there about 4 days ago, but, you know, even family stress, lots of it, and I just need to get out in the sunshine and be with my girls, be with my girls. Yeah, I'm 41, believe it or not, you know. So, yeah, I honestly, mate, honestly, look, you don't get fucking lines there until you're 41, till your 41st birthday, yeah? But anyway, yeah, if you're going through that shit, man, you just gotta roll with it. I've been through so much fucking shit and ends up turning out good in the end. Trust me, it does. It always turns around. You gotta make it sometimes, but it does turn around. Anyway, yeah, check out the fuck on this, yeah? It's gonna be a bit tricky because it's so sunny. Who says we don't get sun in fucking England, mate? It's fucking sunny as hell. But look, yeah, when you see a plant like this, and the top of it is just bursting with new life, it just wants to go boom. That plant is gonna explode, yeah? And as you'll see as I go round, you'll see that I've got some very thick stems. I've got a very thick stem, personally, yes, but I've got some very thick stems, massive stems, yeah, that don't correlate to the size of the plant, and the reason for that is because they're in a nice, easy compost fucking vermiculite, some of them as well, growth thing, like they could easily move about. Now they're being put to the test. Now the strongest ones are going to have to push into that actual fucking earth. You know, which in some places is going to be better than others, so there's going to be different results. One thing I can tell you, doing the test, the scratch and sniff test, or the rub and sniff test, always do that before you dip in, or dip in, should I say. So yeah, sniff it, yeah, and these are stinking, more than my fucking windowsill ones were. Funny story about that coming up later, they are no more. I panicked and dashed them, but yeah, this not about that. Let's go. Fingers always there, why am I a twat?
This
Yeah,
got something else.
It's fucking wicked, isn't it? Well, let's
Well, if that wasn't an hour long, I would watch that. It's an hour fucking long.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Corey, and this is Inside Hydro. Today I'm going to take you through an entire 2-week scrogging process, which will show you how to go from this to this. If you find this video interesting or helpful, don't forget to drop a like, and this will be a 2-part video, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next one. So first things first, let's get a small recap of what
course, you got this bitch with some booty shorts in this motherfucker.
Scrogging stands for screen of green, and it is the process of stretching the marijuana plant branches into a screen, creating an even canopy. Scrogging has several benefits. Light can hit more branches, producing more buds in a higher yield. The plant will have better airflow, helping to reduce mold and pests. Branches get structural support, so heavy buds don't weigh down the plant and snap branches. And it makes plants easier to work on because branches are more spread out. So about 2 weeks ago, I moved the 6 plants for this run into the flower area. At this point, the plants were about 6 weeks old and had not been trained at all, aside from a talking that we did early on at about 3 weeks. So we do have multiple strains in here, so the plants differ in size and characteristics, which is why scrogging is so powerful for me. It allows each plant to be on the same level and have an even distance from the light. The first thing we need to do is add a trellis net. I prefer using a trellis net with 3x3 squares, which I would consider medium size. I like the medium because it gives us a lot of options when training, but at the same time, the squares are big enough for us to easily feed the plant through. A lot of times you'll see people adding the trellis net early and then letting the plants grow through, which is ideal, but the way my setup works, we don't have that option, so I do feed the plants through manually at this point, because I set the net height at the height of the smallest plant. Now that's very important.
Girl boss will talk shit
so
about
bigger
that.
plants will need to be fed through, which isn't too hard. Alright, now that the net is in, the taller plants are fed through, we can begin training. For now, the only plants we can work on are the ones who are taller than the net. Most of those branches will be super cropped. I do that by pinching and bending the branch into the position I want it to grow. The branches that I don't decide to super crop will be stretched into a different square, in turn widening the plant. We want these plants to be as wide and as fat as possible. So I use the netting to either widen the plant out a couple boxes.
See, I pull my plant all the way up underneath the scrub. Them limbs will be underneath the net for me. I put all my shit underneath. Which one of y'all stole my life?
Once I had everything down and trained, I let the plants recover and grow for a few days. This process will take multiple training sessions. It does take some time for the plants to fill in, so you need to be patient. I usually try to get everything done within 2 weeks, maybe 3. So it's been a couple of days. I'm going to go through again and rearrange any branches that are taller than the rest of the canopy. So you have to think and decide where each branch would be best.
Oh, he is
We want to
tucking them
fill
under.
all of the open squares with green.
He tucking them under, okay.
In order for the plants to fill out the fastest, I like to go around each plant and remove the foliage that is under the netting. We only want the plant to be focused on growing what's above the netting. Everything below will be shaded out once the canopy is full, so there's no point in the plant wasting energy to develop foliage down there. And then again, I let the plants rest and grow. Once we're about this far along, you can see everything is pretty close to being filled out, which means it's time for a late defoliation. Luckily, these plants aren't that leafy, so we're not going to go too crazy, but in order to open up the space a little bit and allow some of the smaller notes to receive some light, we want to remove some foliage from the middle portions of the canopy. Anything that looks super bunched up can go. Also, any really big, large fan leaves can also go. A good rule of thumb for defoliation is to remove any leaves that are pointed inward. The outer stuff can stay as it's not in the way, and at this point, the fan leaves are quite important for absorbing light. So we don't want to go too crazy, but we do want to open the space up a little bit. Now, as you can see, the plants on this end are much more full than the plants in the middle. And like I said, we do have different strains. The plants aren't going to match up perfectly, but we want to do our best to fill the space and the rest of the squares. This is when it gets a little bit tricky. The smaller auxiliary branches are getting tall. We're not having that same problem on those plants at the other end because they aren't as far along, but for this side, you can see they are pretty much the tallest thing in here. So to fix that, we want to do the same thing. We stretch them into a different box. Now the reason I say it can be tricky is because there's so many of them and you need to be careful not to compact one area more than the rest. So each branch does take a little bit of thought on where it should go. And that's pretty much it. You just need to take your time, do a little bit of thinking, and be patient. The majority of this canopy is ready for flower. I'm just waiting on these two plants in the middle to fill in a little bit more before I flip. So there will be a part 2 to this video of us finishing the frog and flipping to flower. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that. Stay up, stay high. Peace.
Some cannabis growers are still reeling from the fires. Historic wildfire season is also posing a threat to West Coast cannabis crops. The fires wreaking havoc across Northern California have damaged at least 34 pot farms.
Recent fires
Damn,
have
for
hit the
real?
marijuana industry, burning dozens of farms and leaving many more plants damaged by the smoke.
Some of those fires are threatening a key cash crop, marijuana.
As a grower, you gotta feel good seeing a big ass plant just thriving, fucking killing it like this.
That's the Gorilla Glue man. He made Gorilla Glue.
So fresh, full sun, and feel like your body, your mind, your soul. It's like a different high. You can come here and see what's being grown and purchase it and smoke it right here. It's one of the only places in the world that you can do that right now. We're bringing Marijuana Mania back. We're on the way to Humboldt right now to check out some of our cultivation partners. We're growing some of our gear for the full-term outdoor season. As you can see, ironically enough, we're starting again during fire season. Last time I filmed the Marijuana Mania episode, it was during the fire season in Sonoma County, which actually is where the Linden Pound Cake 75 came from. So if you're smoking Linden Pound Cake 75,
He made Gorilla
go
Glue.
watch Marijuana Mania episode 5. This shit is smoky as fuck. The air quality is terrible. We're hoping that our plants are doing well. We're gonna check out some of our partners to see what they're dealing with these fires and how it's affecting what's going on. Stay tuned.
But you'll see when we go down this road, like boats, fucking RVs, cars are all just like torched on the side of the road.
Smells like dank and smoke.
Yeah, I know, right?
Beautiful spot too.
It's like the smokiest day.
As bad as smoke is, it's a pretty epic shot right here. Just seeing this, like these beautiful plants with this fucking crazy ass red sun.
The red sun's crazy.
Crazy,
When I grew
right?
up, that was like, the military would come in, and it was full out. Camp was crazy. It was like helicopters, jeeps, guys, machine guns, the whole thing. I guess it's evolved now, so
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about it anymore.
So let's take a look. I want to see what you got rocking.
This is basically the second run.
Damn.
First one was all like that. And then, we put in all these big ones around the edge because we had more square footage we could do. Kind of got really big, so we just opened it up and let it go. Watering, hand feed, watermelon jelly
whatever you want to do in the 10,000 square feet. So this is one plant right here, right?
It's one plant, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta feel good seeing a big ass plant just thriving, fucking killing it like this.
Back in the day, you're only allowed, say, 25 plants or something. Back then, instead of square footage, it's 25 plants.
Yeah, I
So
got
it's
25
like,
plants,
oh,
but they're 6 pounders.
I better grow 25 huge ones.
Yeah.
You wouldn't grow some exotic thing, you know, that only put out a 1 pound plant. So kind of strains got a little skewed, you know, that's when like Blue Dreams or this or that kind of got big because the plant's so big.
You see, it's super chunk, yeah. I like how you mix it up too. I like how you got like this style and then you got like the a motherfucker on fermento ass style. Like we can get down on both. For someone that doesn't know, that's watching right now, how long until you harvest this big ass plant?
This plant, I would say, is getting pretty close. You know, you can look and see there's not a whole lot of white hair left. You know, I would say we would probably harvest this plant in the next week.
How much did you say you get off this one plant?
That's probably like a 6 pounder, 7 pounder maybe.
For your guys' brand, do you guys do all like proprietary stuff or you just want to grow shit that performs well for you guys? Or
you know, we test a lot of stuff. You know, we're breeding different things, mixing, you know, going out and getting strains from people and mixing in some of the old school stuff, seeing what works out best. You know, trying for some big stuff. What does best in the depths, you know, what does best in the big outdoors.
do you feel like the bigger plants, like after being trimmed and everything like that, do you feel like the quality is better and more consistent on like the smaller plants? Or do you feel like it's a, because some might say like a big ass plant, you lose quality or it's hard to manage or maybe bud rot or stuff like that.
So there's more chance of mold.
Yeah, more chance of mold, right?
More chance of mold. You get some really fat buds though.
I mean, fuck, how do you not want to grow a plant that big?
I even feel like this sometimes is too big, you know?
Yeah, no, this is still big as hell.
Like the other spot we have, I think the plants are more like, you know, more in this range. And it's just a little easier to deal with.
With the last couple of years, with the fires getting worse and worse, do you feel like this is, I mean, is it a concern to stay like at this specific spot or just up north in general? Like, what's your thoughts and everything?
I grew up here, between here and the Bay Area. This is where the farms are, so, you know, I mean, pretty much everywhere is in danger when it comes down to it, you know, I mean, all the way to Santa Cruz is burning right now, so where are you gonna go, really? 20 more years of fire, you know, what's gonna happen? How far is it gonna burn?
Gentleman right here did his branding proper, like creative, unique, original, and executed all the way through from the clothing to the branding, to just brand general, just right from what you're doing. You did a good job.
It's kind of how we kind of built it from the beginning. It was kind of just stuff for growers, you know.
A lot of people don't understand their identity, you know, so you guys have a real identity.
Well, the logo kind of connected with it and kind of just became a symbol for Mendocino County at one point, because it's been quite a while, you know, so kids grew up seeing it their whole life and kind of stuck with it.
Why do you prefer to do sun-grown? Is it a convenience thing, or do you believe that the plants actually striving and getting more out of the actual sunlight that they can indoors?
I think there's something to that for sure. You know, I think the sun, the natural light, the air, soil, being in the ground, you know, I mean, these are in beds, but then under that, you know, all the roots go down into the earth.
When I was talking with the boys from Skittles, I think, I can't remember if it was Tim Blake or someone else said that indoor was only because people had to hide.
That's how it started. Yeah.
They had to hide what they were doing because obviously the helicopters and people were snitching and getting raided and whatnot. So it's like they're kind of forced indoors.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have
Yeah.
paid, you know, $10,000 power bills and built all these things, spent so much money if it wasn't necessary.
Up here in Southern Humboldt, these are the vintage indoor buildings, as you can see, covered in the trees, right?
Mm-hmm. Invisible helicopter.
Invisible to helicopter. This is super sick right here. This is in the cuts. A lot of them indoor packs in the early, what would you say, 2000s?
Yeah, this would have been late 90s, early 2000s.
That's how they were coming, under the trees, hidden, invisible. Yes, sir. Hey, that's 15 minutes up the road from the last spot. Just linked up with Kevin. We're about to take a ride and check out his spot. You're rocking some of our gear this year? Yeah? So, we're gonna see some power shit up the hill, fire it up, and we're riding the, you know, dope player. Humble got me in 2020.
Yo, roll some up.
We've been on the craziest trail. I don't know where we are, but I think we are just arriving. It literally took us 25 minutes to get up here. We almost fell off a cliff a couple times, but I think we're good now.
I'm at the liquor store getting more blunts with a skunk. Hit the block in the shell, I got thumb to the trunk. Feeling good off the woods in the hood, I'm feeling kinda annoyed. They all trying to take it one back to prison.
Get your mic up real quick. Look, if you thought that ride in Jamaica was scary, my brother, we just went and seen some shit. We're up here in Southern Humble, Kevin George. Whole different styles growing, a lot of history. We had a good conversation. It was about a 25-minute drive over here. 20-minute drive? 20 minutes from the bottom of the hill. We chopped a lot of game, a lot of history out here.
Marijuana mania behind the scenes. Probably couldn't bring a regular car up this road. Kevin George got me to do some shit I normally would not do. We're experimenting and experiencing Southern Humble.
Traditional outlaw shit, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a look at his spot up here. He has a totally different style, unique style of cultivating. We're about to peep it, and he's running all our shit this year. Southern Humble, what's up?
In order to be on the Appalachian program, you have to have no plastic, no light, and the roots have to hit the ground. So you pick up the IMO, the indigenous microorganisms.
Can you break down to the people watching right now exactly what the Appalachian program is and kind of like some bullet points about it?
An appellation is a designation to say that there's a historic relevance and reason why products are grown or created at a place. The most well-known appellation would be Champagne. And so what they said was that the grape from Champagne and the process from Champagne and the cultural significance of how they operate, all of those things create this impact. And it allows you to be able to have small farmers that have historically produced in regions get a recognition that allows them brand protection so that nobody can utilize your name. You can combine the power of the appellation by all determining how picky are we going to be. Because if you take a look, true appellations that add value, they're picky. That it's not to be of individuals, it's trying to be but to create refinement in the product that gives you product differentiation in the market and allows people to be able to experience what did the region do to the product. And so these places all have an impact on how cannabis is grown. And so this spot, it was an outdoor back in the late 80s, and I had an old partner of mine, a true OG, who used to buy the concept. And he was telling me about how greasy the weed was up on this hill. So lo and behold, I end up hooking up with that family. I end up kind of caretaking the property, and then I bought the property. And what we noticed was that everything we grew up here had a unique impact in terms of how the plant grew. The wind moves through here so heavily, and the swings in night and day temp are so great that the plant basically stresses out, and I get half the size of plant that I would get at my other location, but I get numerics that are through the roof, and I get an incredible terp profile, and what I get is
half the size,
a different type of
better
tree
weed.
that holds
That's
up in
weird.
the bag for time.
Yeah, so it's not like a traditional, like, because some of the farms we visited, you got the gigantic, huge trees, right?
Yeah.
And you were kind of breaking down when we were riding back down the hill that you're growing smaller plants, but the grease, the
overall
dankish
quality. I don't like to grow biomass. If I was in the extraction game, then I would grow biomass.
Fields of dreams. Dreams. For the best quality herb possible.
What I want is the thing you hold in your hand, primo. The whole point of this
What
farm
does he
was
mean
never
by
to
this?
compete on any kind
This
of
is
production
interesting.
level. It was really to create excellent product for the public, and then you and I connect, and I'm able to work with your genetics, and some of them are just absolutely stellar. I can't wait to show you those Gary Paytons.
Yeah, the Gary Payton, it's like, it's shorter, it's squatty,
Yeah,
it's
he made
skinny,
Gary
it's not a lot of
Payton.
leaf, but it's all enough.
Just chunk
It's all
and
chunk.
grease and stuff like that's beautiful, you know. And so certain things that come from genetic libraries shine in some places.
I'm
and some
choking
things
on
don't.
Gary
So my
Payton
goal is
right
to be
now.
for every variety.
With the moon rock.
More loose leaf. And stuff that wants to knock up and grease. Like those are fuel based.
Well, I can tell you, this is probably one of the most interesting journeys we've taken to get to a farm on this trip. There's got to be something special about this climate, about this piece of land. Like you said, they've been growing here since the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, so let's check it out.
Check it out. And so these are cookie chem hybrids, but everything up this hill is through you. Ooh, oh, she's nasty.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a good one. This one on COAs, she'll pull like 36 THC, 42 combined. But if you feel it, it's got a unique grease.
No, it's thick. It's thick.
Yeah.
I can see why my boy has a farm all the way the fuck up here, because you can see the quality on these nugs for sure. So this is all cookies chem right here in this row?
This is all cookies chem.
These are a fucking bomb, bro.
I'll show you the progression of the Paytons, because there's a lower bench of them and then there's an upper one, and it'll kind of let you see my style.
Yeah, like the Tuscany style.
Yeah,
Right?
and what it is that I'm trying to do with the flower, because I can increase density if I want to increase yield, but I never try to go with a plant any bigger than this. This is as big as I want it. So it lets me control.
Ain't that something? Ain't that
exactly what
strange?
I'm seeing.
I don't know who's
Because if
listening
I
right now, but it
overfeed
sounds like a lot of
you,
shit that I be saying.
too chunky
That's
a
funny,
plant,
right?
And I'll get too much rot. So I've learned over the years that this place doesn't let you do some of the things you're used to doing, but it gives you grass that looks like that. Yeah. It's historically always moved as indoor back in the day. That was the
Well, no,
thing.
I mean, just looking at this right now, because they're smaller plants, because more of the focus is on what you actually have here, this looks like an indoor plant right here.
And it's all biologically driven. The only thing these things get through the bottom end is water. We build the beds in the beginning of the year. And then I use a heavy foliar program of fulvic and humic acids, calcium, kelp, and an array of minerals. And what it does, it lets me kind of pulse the plant with vegetative push, flowering push. So really what I can focus on is less biomass, less leaf. So if you look, there's never been any kind of sprays for PM or botrytis. The only thing I do is put some Californicus mites I get from BioLine up when I put them in, so that if any thrips come through, I can control it. But you're looking at pathogen in terms of bug-free, clean growing. Because really, premium outdoor is not mid.
What's this that you guys got rocking right here?
Same thing.
So this all cookies chem right here?
Every single one of these beds is the same exact cut. It's the same thing. That base cookie genetic shines in these fucking hot, dry environments.
So the one I got is a Chem 4 into an OG, and then they hit it something else that they won't really tell me, but it's probably some of the most euphoric tasting herb I've ever had. I'm like, I hit that shit, I'm like, I need this. It's super funky.
Yeah, it's greasy. Has deep, full smell, and just. But you know, the thing is that we've just noticed that the cookie by itself, before it became the base of so many other strains, shined up here.
Yeah.
It just shined, and so I have photos back that's even in some film that I used to have full depths of just straight cookie in those depths, and the quality was off the chart. And so even though it finishes later up here, like Halloweenish for me, I have no issues. I never get any rot. I never have any problems. And so some things just really shine. So it's just so funny because I've been running cookie up here for so long.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're here.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And now you're growing some of our gear that's like a different style of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just getting the cut, you're giving the cuts. And
oh, completely.
Yeah.
No, and it's a nice relationship because what it does is if you do it right, you're able to take things that have quality and you figure out which ones work on the farm, and then you work to put the best quality in your bag. Like, that's the point.
This is what you call craft quality outdoor growing fire. Northern California dank right here. Like,
just bud.
It's just bud, and it's cool to see the different growing styles, and everyone has their own technique.
It works for them.
And it works for them, and this is why I like what we're doing with cookies so much, because you're able to take someone that has, how long have you been cultivating for?
Oh shit, man, I'm 78.
Since 1978, this man's been working with the plant, right? And he's dialed in everything about this region right here. He understands everything about this climate, and his dedication to the plant has been so long that you know whatever he's going to cultivate is because he loves it. I'm sure he doesn't have to do this still. And so by us partnering with small boutique farms and keeping the real players in the game and letting them rock our gear, vice versa, seeing our gear rocked by them is definitely a true blessing for sure. So do you feel like besides like the mountain range kind of covering you from like the draft that everyone else is having problems with, do you think that because you're so high up, it's protecting you from like the ash and everything with the fires? Because how much higher can the shit really blow? Do you feel like?
Well, it kicks around a little bit. Like the ashes, it's around us. It's so heavy, but we have such an incredible wind, so it comes in normally from the north and it will blow through this way, and then when it rains, it comes in from the south and it blows this way. But this wind will fluctuate, and it'll lift everything. Like I don't like all these leaves that are just dying off through the incision layer. I don't ever de-leaf the plant. Every night they chill. They have size, and the wind blows the leaves away. Because if I pick it, I have to record it on metric.
Yeah.
But if the wind picks it and blows it out of my farm, then I don't have to do anything.
Smart guy right here. That's
and it's legal.
For the people that understand, metric is a fucking pain in the ass. They want you to weigh every single thing that comes off the plant. But I've never heard anyone say that. So just by the wind, by this being a high wind area, if the leaf is kind of doing its thing and it falls off naturally, you don't have to do it.
It'll blow away because by morning time there'll be no leaf. So if you fell here, but I'd have to go weigh them right now and figure out what batch it came from, and by the time we get back, they'll probably be gone.
Yeah. It's a fucking blessing.
And I've grown in every kind of condition, and I've run operations of every sort. This place, we tried everything up here. Smaller plants, allow them to go through the stress cycle, let this natural wind and sun beat the shit out of them. Accept the fact that it's brutal up here, and we end up getting beautiful stuff like this.
And one of the biggest things about cultivating is understanding your climate and how to work in your climate, right?
Oh, completely. You're controlled by it.
You have to grow a whole different way just because of where you're at.
That's why this place could be an appellation, because it has a unique environment.
One thing, like what's the best, perk from the White Mark?
Shit. I was here when they took me for 900 pounds, when the helicopters and strike teams came down and cleaned out my hill back in the day. And now when the helicopters fly by, they don't even fly over me. They fly all the way around because we're GPS marked. And so for the first time in my entire life, I can work outside as a grower and not focus on anything other than being a grower. It's a gift that regulated cannabis created a nightmare for so many people. What I really like is to be able to grow weed and know that I'm going to be able to grow it. And I don't have to worry about them hauling you off to the joints that my kids have to come. You
can focus on the quality of the nothing else. Just
and pure and normal. So that for the first time too, you can be in society and be able to actually not have to lie. So we always had businesses we created to create the aura of who we were. And so you're always having to have this incredibly complex lie so that nobody knows what you do. And you end up living like this crazy fractured life.
Yeah.
And when you can put it together and just be you, it's a gift.
Well, I want to end it by saying it's an honor to have our gear and what we're pushing and trying to put been growing dope before dope was growing dope. This is a really cool experience, probably one of the most unique farms we've been to in the sense that we had to really travel to get up here. You had me face my fear of heights. Is there anything you want to say to the people watching about, Port Royale before we leave?
Yeah, I just want to say, support your local farmers. There's a lot of good craft farmers around the state that are need to be made more awareness of the fact that they also produce killer product. There's a lot of us. I'm not the only one that wants to grow good grass. So salute to the farmers and salute to you for coming out, and I appreciate the team taking the time to be part of the adventure.
Respect it, brother. Appreciate you.
Especially me, the way Ridgeline's blown up, and this way it's like being able to have cookies help blow up the sun grown, and give love to the small farmers. That's what it's about.
Sure. So look, for those watching right now, we just pulled up to Ridgeline Farms. This is homie Jason. We're in Humboldt County. This homie right here is 2 times winner at the Emerald Cup. I know we got dank. I know we got some of our shit growing, so we're gonna check it out. Back in Humboldt County. Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I got some of these, cheetah piss. Choke them up, check them out.
I like my boy got his trophies on the table, man. He wants his flowers right now, man. He wants to. So you what'd you win with last year? You won with the runs and the year before?
Right here, Green Lantern.
Green Lantern the year before?
Yep. You're ready, you got a special one with some grunts with some skills on top. Smell that?
Is this greenhouse full of sun?
It's all, well, greenhouse, but no lights or nothing, we do the old school style here. Pull tarp by hand, get a small farm.
See, I'm gonna give the viewer the view that they're used to seeing, which is that, that trike on there, because them motherfuckers busting. These cameras do a cool job, but when you put it on like this is what they're used to seeing on the gram. Look at that right there.
I mean, this is what we're trying to do right now. And this is, I feel kind of like there's multiple people in the Emerald Triangle, but they got put up in this position where we have to kind of keep the Humboldt name going. And Humboldt didn't get its name from indoor. It just didn't. It's like, my dad was growing big fat plants, before I was born. And that's where this Humboldt name came. So for me to get this opportunity, to work with somebody like you guys, you guys can help educate the consumers. And I know there's a lot of art indoor. I've grown plenty indoor. It's not, I'm not dogging it, but I'm telling you smoke, fresh, full sun, weed, the difference, you feel it in your body, your mind, your soul. It's like a different high. Smell this, one last year. This is ooh. Yeah, I know. It just has a flavor you can't resist. Fire, It's good strains.
So for anyone that's watching that doesn't understand what the Emerald Cup is, the Emerald Cup is a cannabis cup that happens every year, and pretty much is based on sun-grown herb. So the sun-grown farmers enter the herb, and obviously it's not easy to grow sun-grown, and this man swept it 2 times last year with this right here, the white runts. Again, I'm gonna pull my camera out. I'm gonna document all this shit because I'm fired up that you're rocking with us. And to be honest, I just know because how big we're expanding that we have, when you become a little bigger, you kind of become a target when it comes to hate and shit like that.
I'm gonna say something to you about it.
No, but I want to say, straight up, I appreciate you rocking with us because I can see people be like, oh, you're fucking with them, that's some bullshit. But people don't realize that we want to fuck with people from the game. We want to keep people from the game in the game. And so we'd rather work with people like yourself more than anyone. So I appreciate you not really caring what people may say about our partnership, because I'm one of those guys, I'm from this shit, and so I keep my ear to the street, and I know what people say about what we're doing, and so I just want to say thank you for fucking with us.
The fire that's growing around this community is insane. It's literally, they say, why do we grow the best weed here? Well, it's not, the climate it's killer for full term, but the climate's not amazing, but it's the heritage.
It's a knowledge. It's a knowledge. Like you said, your pops was growing dang.
So me, right?
So you learn from people that understand not just that this is a good climate, but how to use
All right,
the
people,
climate.
I need to wash my butt. I'm tired. I'm high.
You gotta grow weed. That's what we were taught.
It's in the family. Some people.
If y'all want to watch this is
focus on cannabis farming. This is what you do. This is what you're brought up to do. This is what you learn, and shit just brought up.
Marijuana Mania.
This
episode 6, Humboldt and Mendocino.
You heard it. I don't want to spark the debate, but I was just given an indoor batch of pink rosé last week, and this right here is actually way better smelling, looking, bud structure. It's the sun, baby. So this is the kind of pack that you could pass as an indoor pack for sure.
Right? That game, you played that game.
Yeah.
We played that game. Indoor.
Well, before people ruin the game,
taking my ass in the shower, washing my ass, go to sleep. Peace out, I love y'all.
2000, this
fuck everybody else.
It would be the same price. I charge someone $4,800 for this straight up. 40